This is what a typical afternoon looks like in Nik Thomson's Southington neighborhood.
Come around this way.
Nick and his friends involved in an all-out game of war.
They come.
This is what that same afternoon may look like somewhere in Iraq. American troops involved in a real war. While playing in his yard,
Hands up!
11-year-old Nick can't help but think about the real thing.
It's definitely not like a game that kids play, but I think it's like more intense and there's actually real blood and real kills.
That realization is the inspiration behind Nick's book, War is Not Child's Play, which won Nick a Young Authors Award.
He always has been interested in the military.
So the topic of Nick's story didn't surprise his mom, but the story's depth impressed her.
I just think he's a smart kid and he knows really the difference between the reality and play war.
Nick's main character is a sergeant fighting in Iraq who has flashbacks about playing war as a kid. The book made such an impression on the mother of a Marine from Southington, she sent a copy to her son in Iraq and helped arrange for him to visit Nick's school when he was home on break.
Well, I was proud that I got to actually meet somebody like a real soldier, and I was glad that he liked my book. Yeah, I respected that he was protecting us.
Nick hasn't ruled out a career in the military and is interested in attending West Point. But he says, in all honesty, he can't understand why most wars start in the first place.
You can believe what you want, but there's no need to bring it into a war and killing.
Nick's main character struggles with that, too. The story ends with the sergeant back home with old friends.
Later on that night, we all kicked back and began reminiscing. Nick, do you remember when we used to play war with the toy guns and we hid around the outside of your house? Yes, Matt. Unfortunately, being in a real war is nothing like our childhood game, I replied.
Because at the end of the day, Nick and his friends know when you're playing war, you can put away the toy guns and take out the ball and bat and move on to another game. In Southington, I'm Chris Velarde, News Channel 8.